watching Kelly Latavola the other day, and she was using Yupo paper, alcohol inks, and these like deco foil. This one's a Heidi Swap for, it says for the Mink machine. I got two of these on clearance for 50 cents a piece at Michael's about 2 years ago. Well, I don't have a Mink machine and I don't have a laminator. So it's just been sitting around because I didn't know what to do with it. I don't know why I bought it, but anyway. Now I have a use for it. She took Yupo paper, which if you don't know what Yupo paper is, it's this right here. There's 10 pieces in here and it's $9.99. This is one that I already made. I've got ink all over my hands. Can you see the foiling in there? I think it is gorgeous. But what I have here, I had some 4x6 photo paper that you'd print, whatever your photos from your computer. And I thought, I wonder if I put this on the back of that, what it would look like on the front side, and could I use it, because I got it in some 1 pound scrap bag of papers. So I didn't buy it as photo paper. It came in that package. And so I've not known what to do with it. Check this out. This is the back side, which I think is pretty. This is the front side. Isn't it beautiful? I love it, and it's going to get used. But because I didn't know how it would turn out, I didn't keep going with the colors all around. That's why it stops like that. But here's what she did. She took her Yupo paper. She took some foil. Because I wanted to try this, I went ahead and stopped at Joann yesterday and found this package of these inks, which is, they come 3 to a package. They're usually like $11.99 or some nonsense like that. But I got these on clearance at Joann for $4.97. I'm all about that. And then I also got the blending solution. So I'm just going to put a few drops of this on here to kind of prep it. You don't have to do this part. And Kelly saw this, I think, on Pinterest, but didn't have any real instruction for it. So she was just kind of winging it and figuring it out, which I'm grateful for, because it looks so pretty when you're done with it. Oh. Anyway, you just drop your alcohol inks on there. Wherever you want them, whatever colors you want to use. I only have these 3, so that's what I'm using. These are looking so pretty. She also had a straw that she blew through. I didn't bring straw in here. I meant to get it the last time I was in my kitchen, and I forgot. But you got to let it dry for a little bit. Come on. And what I found with this is it's buildable. After you let it dry and you put your foiling and everything on there, if you want to add more, say, to the sides or, whatever, you can add more to it and use more foil on top of it. And I literally have ink all over my hands. It's been a whole lot of fun. So again, you got to let it dry for a little bit. Because if you put your foil down while there's a pool there, it'll just pick up on the back of your foil and make a huge mess. See how that got that foil on there? Isn't that pretty? So now I know how to use my foil. And she just used her finger to burnish it, which is what I'm using. Can't speak. That did not transfer. Well, it did a little bit, it looks like. That is looking so pretty. And I think I'm just going to use this one color on this one. I don't know, maybe not. And you can tell by looking, when you're rubbing it, you can tell when it's transferred. It's pretty bizarre, actually, but I like it. Plus, if you wanted to do like geometric shapes or something like that with foils, you could always use your sticky tape for that. Oops. I have wax paper underneath it so that I don't get it everywhere. I apologize for not having any videos for the last week and a half. My mom's best friend of 65 years passed away, and she's always been referred to as like my second mom. Beautiful, beautiful soul, and blessed to have known her. But she lost her battle with cancer and went to be with Jesus. And I will miss her horribly every day for the rest of my life. But I'm just grateful she's no longer in pain, you know. I think I've mentioned before that they treated her, when they first found out she had cancer, they treated it pretty aggressively and told her, well, we got 98% of it, but for whatever reason we can't get the last 2%. So you'll have to have chemotherapy treatments for the rest of your life. And as bad as that sounds, she had such a beautiful outlook on just everything. The way we've all looked at it is, even though you're going to have chemo for the rest of your life, at least you're going to have a life with us, you know what I mean? So, you know, of course my mom took it really hard. This has been her friend, her best friend, for, again, 65 years. So, it's been a tough one. And I just had to step away from some things for a bit, just to see if I could, you know, kind of pull it together a little bit. Cute. Can you guys see the foiling? Isn't that pretty? I think it's wonderful. Because what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cut it down to use on card fronts. I think it's going to be beautiful. This is such a fun idea. How she figured it out, I don't know, but I know I'm grateful for it because this is gorgeous. She makes some beautiful, beautiful cards. So, if you are interested, her channel is Kelly, Kelly, Lattevola, Latevola. But she makes some beautiful cards. Oh, wow, that one did beautiful. Can you see it? There's still a little bit right here. There, that's better. Isn't that pretty? So much fun. I'm going to have to get some more colors. And more Yupo paper. And keep trying. I'm looking for any other areas that might be a little bit tacky. There's one. This is so neat. I have had so much fun doing this. And I'm real appreciative of people like Kelly who figure it out and then share it with us, you know, so that we can do it too. I think it's awesome. I know I'm appreciative. Alright, so here's what I've decided I want to do. First off, I took this little panel that we did the alcohol on, and I took this piece of cardstock that came out of the new little packs of their little paper pads out of the $1.99 bin at Joann Fabric. I picked out this guy here, and I decided I wanted it kind of in front, I guess. I didn't want to waste the entire piece of cardstock, this Yupo paper, because it's so pretty. I want to use it in as many cards as I can. These are pre-scored card bases that I'd gotten at pre-cut, pre-scored from Tuesday Morning. Yes. Alright, so again, I didn't want to use the entire piece of Yupo paper and then lose the opportunity to use more of it somewhere else. So I cut down this piece of cardstock for 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. It's been so long since I've filmed that I'm completely lost. My card base is a standard 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4 A2. So what I want to do with this guy is, before I cut the Yupo paper, I'm going to use some of this dot glue runner because it's easier to remove. I want to make sure that I get it put down right before I cut the Yupo paper away that I don't need. So I just eyeballed it with this guy, really. That's all I did with it. Now I can lay this in my trimmer, and I can cut the rest of this away at the size that I need to be 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So now, with a more sturdy adhesive, a permanent adhesive, I'm going to put a little bit here and stick that down. don't tear up my pretty paper. That's better. And usually I would wrap this around and stick it down, but because I have it at the corner up there, I can't really do that. I feel more comfortable with this edge. And you know, that's the way that I have kind of treated card making, is I do what I'm comfortable with, and what I'm comfortable with may not be the same as what somebody else is comfortable with. You know what I mean? What works for me won't necessarily work for everybody, and what works for others may not necessarily work for me. Just adjust things to what works for you. There. Let's see. Let me cut a piece of white for the inside. 4 by 5 1/4. And when I realized that she had turned me to face the mirror, and I said, "You have my part on the wrong side." Alright, so I went ahead and stamped in purple on white cardstock, and I didn't stamp it very well, so I used my gel pens and went ahead and recolored the whole thing, and then I used the glitter gel pen and put kind of just a line along the edge of the letters to give it something, I don't know, different. Backed it on black, backed it on a green. It's almost that same color, just a little bit lighter. And I'm going to pop that up on foam. I'm not going to stamp on the inside. I'm just going to use this as a hello card. And this stamp is the hello out of May May Made It's Big Time Sayings. I use this stamp set a lot. And then I got out some glue dots because I need to use these silly things up. I love glue dots. I love Aleene's glue dots. I do not like these individual ones. They're just a pain in the butt. They're easier if they're on a roll. Maybe I'm just a little bit spoiled. That's possible. But see, you can pull a few out and you get a handful. That's another reason I don't like them. Which, you know, when I bought them, I didn't know that I didn't like them. So, I mean, how could I have known not to buy them? Whoops. Alright, which side is up? I like this side better. And I put several on there because I want it to stay. Most of my cards get sent through the mail. So, I need them to stay like they were intended to stay and not get messed up in the mail. So one thing I do to ensure that is I put it on the knot of the bow. Get my finger out of it. And then on each tail, down toward the bottom, I'll put them. But I use a few on the knot. Like I always say, I would rather use too much adhesive than not enough adhesive. Fray check. I didn't use any of that on there, but I wasn't going to mess with them a lot, so that's why I didn't mess with it. Thanks for spending a little bit of time with me, guys. I certainly appreciate it. I hope you guys have a great day and a glorious tomorrow. Bye, guys.